Okay, so go ahead and go to the CSUSB homepage, and you're going to click on Library right here. You can also go to just library.csusb.edu. And so this is the library homepage. Okay. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to Databases A to Z, and then you're going to click on EBSCO. So you're going to go to E, go down to EBSCO Academic Search Premier, and this is meant just for a starting point. As you guys develop your research more and figure out what direction you want to go, whether it's focusing on the sciences, bio, or it's more on the humanities, you guys could get more specific with what journals you look at, and we could have conversations later about that. There's like great education journals if you're like, I'm kind of dealing with more issues related to humor in the classroom. But the EBSCO Academic Search Premier, what we're going to click on right now, is great for like interdisciplinary. It just looks at it accesses a variety of different databases from different disciplines to give you articles from all around. So it's great if you're like, this is what I'm kind of interested in. I don't really know about specifics of what discipline. Okay, so go ahead and click on that. And then from here, the first thing you're going to do is click on Advanced Search. Okay. The first thing I want to make sure that you guys do for each search that you do is click on Scholarly Peer-Reviewed Journals. These will give you articles that are only academic ones for you guys to use, right? For full text, we have like tons of time to do research, so I wouldn't click that now because there could be a great article that CSUSB doesn't have, but another place has it, and they'll email it to you in like 1 to 2 days. So I would encourage you not to click full text. When I start off, I just find all of my search terms. What each of these different things mean is on this sheet that I'm going to upload with this video, that as you guys go along in your research, you can be more specific and play around with this. But I'm going to be modeling just starting your research, what you do. So find all my search terms, and then I'm going to put apply related words right now, because at this point I'm going to look up women and men's humor and comedy, like put that into those search terms into conversation together. But as of right now, I don't know exactly what terms researchers are using, right? So if you click apply related terms, that's being like, I would like you to help me figure out what search terms. And then I'm going to click also search within the text of the articles. If you don't click that, it will only give you stuff with your words in the title, which sometimes you want. But for me right now, with just starting off, I want you to look in the, if my subject terms are talked about inside the articles, I want you to give me those articles as well. Okay? So, yeah, that's all I'm going to click for just right now. And I'm going to put, start off with comedy, right? And then I put or humor. When you put or in all caps, it's saying I would like this word or maybe this word too. Okay, so humor, comedy, and because I don't just want stuff on humor, comedy. I want it comedy relating to gender, right? So I'm gonna put and male or men and female or women. Okay. And if you wanted to add, right now I would probably just do a search for just those words, but when you guys get more specific, if you want to add a field, you can put like and stand up, right? And so I click find all of my search terms, so it will only give me articles that deal with comedy and humor, men and women, and stand up. So you can see as you get more specific in your research, like you'll want to be more specific here. But right now, I'm like modeling just general directions. So I'm going to click search. Okay. And so right now, what you guys should be doing, like working towards your research paper, is just like clicking on articles that you think are helpful. For the assignment, you only need to do 3 articles that you find through your searches. I would encourage you, if you found more than 3, to just like save them. You don't have to write it down, but I'm going to show you how you guys can save it just like as you search, and then email the list to you later. So that way, when you start to like get more specific with your research, you already have a list. I would also encourage you, if you're like, no, I know I'm really interested in race and humor. I definitely want to write about that. Search, like just do searches related to that. But if you're like, I don't really know, I would encourage you to try like looking at articles that have to do with race and humor, and then maybe one with like gender, and then another with like political satire and how it's like an agent for social change, right? If you're not sure, I would encourage you to, which I'm assuming most of you guys aren't sure at this point, I would encourage you to do different places. Okay, so you are going to look through the articles. I would at this point like see ones you find interesting in the title, and if you're like, yeah, that sounds interesting, the title, click on this right here, and it shows you the abstract. Read the abstract, and if you're like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm interested in, like a direction that maybe I want to go to, you're going to click this right here. It's a little folder with a plus sign. You're going to click it, and it's added to my folder right here. So it's very helpful, but dangerous, because a lot of times students completely forget to like email the list to them, and it doesn't save, right? So make sure, like, set a timer, set an alarm. If you're going to do that, just like in 10 minutes, just do it right away. You can email yourself several times. So I've had students like have a great list of stuff, and then it's all gone. So you were warned. So I added that one. Look again, have women a sense of humor. This is actually an article we're going to read in class. So I would just like click on ones that I thought were interesting after reading the titles and then the abstract. All right. And then the assignment from there asks you, like, what database did you use? What search terms did you use? Why do you think this article might be interesting? Very brief. It's used just to be like, I'm giving you points for it, but it's meant to be a research log for your notes. Okay. So email if you have any questions about that research log, which is due on Thursday. Okay. And if you know other ways of doing database research, this merely is just like a very great starting point, entryway. Doing database research, like, you can take several classes on how to do this, so there's different ways of doing stuff. So if you've like had like success in using different databases, or using different like search terms, there's different routes. I'm just showing one because I think it's easy when you are first starting out, just to be like, don't make it complicated. What do I need to research? So that was kind of my my goal with this. So it's simple because this is all that we need it to be right now. As you get later on in college, it will be a much more complicated process. But as of right now, this is all you need to know. Okay. Start thinking of what questions that you have, and we'll talk about questions for database research on Thursday. If you're like completely stuck, like, I can't even find these 3 articles because I'm so lost after watching this video and trying it out, definitely email me right away. But know that I'm going to model this again in class on Thursday, but you need to have already like found your 3 sources by then, so already be able to kind of navigate around this. So if you're not at that point, definitely email me any questions. Okay? Have a great weekend, you guys.